Now that we have our refactoring out of the way and we have everything wrapped up into a game class, let's handle the collision between the ball and the paddle. Inside of our ball class, we're given the game. Let's just make sure we have it here available for the ball to use. Now we can use the game within any of our other functions. Just to prove a point, inside of our update function, let's do a console log this.game.paddle.position.x. So now every update we're going to log where the paddle is, even though we're currently looking at the ball object. As I move the paddle left and right, you can see the position is being printed out at the current value. Our update function currently updates the position of the ball and checks to see if it is hitting a wall on the left or right of the screen. And we also check to see if it hits a wall on the top or bottom. So now let's check with the paddle. Now the ball is always going to collide with the paddle with the bottom of the ball hitting the top of the paddle. So let's say bottom of ball equals this dot position dot y plus this dot, I believe it's size, yes, this dot size. And let's do the top of paddle equals this dot game dot paddle dot position dot y. Now that we have this information, we can start with our collision check. If the bottom of the ball is greater than or equal to the top of the paddle, so we're hitting the paddle, we want to reverse the speed. And we also want to set the ball so it's just touching the paddle. So the position y is equal to this game paddle position y minus the size. So now if we take a look, when the ball comes down and it hits the paddle, it'll bounce right off of it. Alright, now here's an issue. All we're doing right now is checking where it's at on the y-axis, so if it's left of the paddle, it still bounces off. So we need to know if the ball is actually hitting within the bounds of the paddle. Let's do left side of paddle is this game.paddle.position.x, and let's do right side of paddle equals this game paddle position x plus this game paddle width. So now we know where the left and right sides of the paddles are. Let's extend our if statement here. So if the bottom of the ball is greater than the top of the paddle and this dot position dot x is greater than or equal to the left side of the paddle, and if this dot position dot x plus the size is less than or equal to the right side of the paddle. Get rid of that. Let's try it out. Let's see if we can still bounce the ball off the paddle. We can. Now let's see if it goes to the left side of the paddle. Alright, it does pass through and hit the ground, which will end the game. Now let's check the right side of the paddle just to make sure that is working as well. Alright, so we now have a basic collision between the ball and the paddle working, and we can bounce the ball back towards the bricks that we will build soon.